Hi, I'm PJ from Jordan's Crazy Dollhouse, and if you're new to the Reborn world or you just want to understand it, well, welcome to the Reborn world. The Reborn world has thousands, probably a million people that collect or make reborn dolls. And making reborn dolls and collecting them, there are certain things that are important. The first thing is they must be a genuine kit. They cannot be a China counterfeit kit. Uh, there are people that have China counterfeit kits, but they're really frowned upon. And in a lot of Facebook groups, they will not allow you in there if they realize that you're posting counterfeit kits. Counterfeit kits are frowned upon because there are reborn artists that create these dolls that, well, sculptors, they sculpt them by hand and do a beautiful job making a baby look like a real baby. And then an artist paints it, and every artist paints differently. Two artists can paint the exact same doll and they will look totally different. Um, it's just kind of what the artist's style is and what they see in the doll. Okay, the second thing is you get COAs with your dolls telling you they are certificate of authenticity. It's a good thing to keep these dolls because these COAs because you will need them if you ever want to sell a doll or something. I put mine in a scrapbook and I used envelopes at first and then finally I I've got 3 June kits here, so I've got 3 in here. Um, this is my collection with what I've got in here. Um, Finally, I realized that it was just easier for me to use another piece of scrapbook paper and cut it in two and make my own little pockets. So I did that, and I keep all my COAs here so they're organized. I try to remember if I sell or trade a doll to make sure I send the COA because I don't really need the COA once I no longer have the doll, but they do need it to prove that it's real. Um, the Reborn world is a close knit group of collectors and artists and sculptors that love Reborn dolls. And I admit I have 115. I can't even imagine how much money I've spent on them. And yet here I am making 5 more out in the other room, and only one is leaving, the other 4 are staying. Um, it's how do I want to describe it? It's people who collect dolls for different reasons. Women that can't have babies may want a baby and get one. Um, Empty nest syndrome. Um, Me, I just love dolls. I've always loved dolls. I've always collected some kind of dolls. So I still collect dolls. But yes, people do treat them like real babies. We know they're not alive. I get comments that kind of surprise me on my videos because people will comment and say something about, that's not a real baby. And I'm like, yeah, I think I know that. But um, they are fun to play with, to enjoy. I take them out. People love them. People ask to hold them. People ask to take pictures of them. I have a um, zombie doll I take out at Halloween, and people just love her. Some people are freaked out by her, but most people just love her, and it's a fun hobby to do. Like I said, it's an expensive hobby, so be ready to spend some money if you're going to start collecting or making reborn dolls. Yes, selling them does help defray the expenses, but when you first start off, you just can't sell them for enough to get everything you need back. New artists are not all bad, and you can find dolls for like $100 from a new artist. But just be sure you're buying it from an artist that made the doll, not a factory made doll. Because in China, it is not illegal for them to steal the sculpts and to reproduce the dolls and sell them as a factory doll. But yet they claim they're reborns, and they're not. Reborns are hand painted and hand rooted from artists that have been making these dolls for a long time. They spend many hours making these dolls. Um, and when one doesn't come out right, believe me, it's very heartbreaking. Um, I made a big boy here the other day. I finished him, and I think I was meant not to have him because the first one that happened, my oven caught on fire and melted the kit. So I ordered another kit, and when I got that kit came in, I'm using new paint because I used to use the Genesis Heat Set, which I no longer have, so now I'm using the Irresistibles. And the Irresistibles, I'm not used to it yet, and so I'm having trouble getting the colors right. And some of the paint came off, and then I had to redo it around his eyes, and then he looked like he had black eyes, and it was just a real problem. So, anyway, if you are interested in the Reborn world, give me a holler, and I'll give you some directions, and hopefully you can join in and enjoy it with the rest of us. Thanks for watching.